Hello, I'm Father Joseph Brickner. I'm the director of the Aspirancy program. The Aspirancy is basically an online program for young men wanting to discern legionary life and ultimately prepare for the live-in experience in the summer candidacy. It's a weekly discussion group where you receive materials to help that discussion, such as weekly readings and video clips, and then there are also daily prayer commitments, such as morning prayer, night prayer, meditation, rosary, daily conscience examine. And then there are other means to also help your journey. You'll meet regularly one-on-one with the aspirancy director, do some video calls there to help you and to guide you. You also have online retreats. You'll have opportunities for mission experiences and even retreats in the novitiate. So in essence, the aspirancy is really a runway to help you discern legionary life and even prepare for legionary life if that's your calling. Legionaries are simply apostles that want to help form other apostles for the church. That's what we do, and we do that in so many different ways. But in essence, we're trying to form apostles, and we want to really help the church and supply those apostles for the church. And then what are those materials and the readings that you receive or video clips? So a lot of those things help the discernment process. Some of them will be on discernment itself, discernment in general for the priesthood, for religious life. Other materials are going to come from our own spiritual family of Regnum Christi, and our own spirituality as legionaries and Regnum Christi members. You'll also get a taste for the apostolate work and what do the legionary priests do out there. So all of this is kind of part of that content and the materials that you receive each week, and that feeds into the discussions that we have. Well, first of all, you want to be in contact with a legionary priest and get to know us, and allow them to get to know you to see if this is the right fit for you or the right next step. And then from that, you can learn more about the program. You'll probably eventually get in touch with the aspirancy director. And there's a small application process to enter into there to be accepted into the aspirancy. But what you want to bring to the program really is great openness and great faith, trusting in God, and a real desire to see what God wants of your life. You might be wondering, well, what happens after aspirancy? Mid-May, does everything just come to this grinding halt? Well, that's kind of the conclusion of this portion of the discernment process. So some men will realize that maybe legionary life is not their direction, their path in life. So we help orient them from there. Many others are going to see that, yes, maybe God is calling them. And so the next step for them is there's an application process for the summer candidacy, where you go to our novitiate in Cheshire, Connecticut, and have a real in-depth live-in experience. So that's a much more involved process and a much bigger application process for that. But Aspirancy prepares you for that step if that's where the Lord is leading you. It's so inspiring for me too, just to see the aspirants themselves, their openness, their faith, their trust in the process, their trust in God's time, and their dedication. I mean, many of these guys are busy in college, or they're finishing up their college projects, or they're headlong into their careers, and they're taking that time each week to get together, to meet, to study and discern and pray and grow in their spiritual lives. And that's very edifying for me as a priest. And so I'm also just motivated seeing all you guys take this deep dive and take your faith seriously and take your life direction seriously.